Hello everyone, welcome back to our Shine Collective. My name is Liz and as usual we're here to support your conscious evolution through our free emotional well-being series here on YouTube. Last week we explored how mindfulness helps us release unwanted feelings by paradoxically accepting their presence. Acceptance is the opposite of resistance or avoidance. Rather than aiming to avoid or control an experience, acceptance creates the preconditions for healing by allowing experiences to be present and take their natural course. Every feeling and emotion is allowed to be there. After all, they already are. We're just witnessing their presence. By giving up the tension we are holding against unwanted feelings and emotions, we not only save energy but also experience their natural course and watch them fade away all by themselves, as they too shall pass. When we accept and allow our emotions to take their natural course, we notice that they become less intense and can be released much faster. For instance, there's this life-changing description offered by meditation teacher Chinsen Yang on how our resistance causes suffering. He makes a distinction between pain and suffering, where pain is the emotion or sensory perception of what is happening through our body, something that cannot be controlled or avoided, such as a illness, a loss, or even traffic. Suffering, on the other hand, is determined by our relationship to that pain, the stories our minds have spun and that we have talked about in previous videos, whose links you can find in the description box below if you wish to check them out. Jung describes this relationship between pain and suffering in an elegant equation, where suffering equals the pain times our resistance. How much we resist our pain determines how much we suffer. Say you meet up with a friend for lunch and they say something hurtful to you. Then you go back to work and your boss asks you to have that project done by Monday, and it's Friday afternoon. Later, when you get home and start preparing dinner, your children refuse to eat what you have cooked and your partner seems to be in a terrible mood. How do you feel? The way in which we choose to perceive or resist all these uncomfortable events or pains is going to determine the amount of suffering you will experience. If you assign pain a number, say 10 units, for each unit of resistance you offer, say 20 units, your suffering will be 200 units. That's 10 units of pain times 20 units of resistance, 200 units of suffering. As you can see, when we resist our experience, we significantly increase our suffering. Similarly, when we offer zero resistance to our pain, we do not suffer. Now, this comes with practice. These uncomfortable events will still happen and may cause you pain, but you do have some control over how much you suffer. This is where mindful acceptance comes in handy. Acceptance does not mean agreement, indifference, or passive resignation. You do not have to enjoy, consent, or tolerate whatever it is that you're experiencing. It does not mean that you have to endure suffering, condone injustice, and cease to change and grow. Acceptance and mindfulness means being present with what is and coming to terms with reality, no matter how harsh or unpleasant it may be, to focus our attention on our inner experiences without judging them. If we feel pain, fear, sadness, or any other unwanted emotion or feeling, mindfully accept that it is happening. What other choice do we have? It is happening right here, right now. Let go of the judgment of this shouldn't happen, this is not okay, it should be different, and allow yourself to feel what is present. Accept yourself for feeling that way and stay in contact with it rather than moving on to a desired or goal state. In this way, we no longer refer to experiences as good or bad. Instead, we accept them for what they are, just experiences. When an emotion is allowed to unfold, we can experience the temporary nature of that emotion as it will come and go by itself. As soon as we notice it and it becomes stronger, what we usually do is we try to control it.
Oh no, this is getting more serious. I should do something about it.
While a mindful approach is fundamentally different because instead we say, well,
let's stay connected with this emotion no matter what happens. Sure, it's not my favorite, but I'll keep an open mind. Just breathe through it, let it rise, let it be, and let it go.
Sometimes emotions become stronger and then fade away. Sometimes they come back. Whatever the case may be, allowing experiences to take their natural course can help us discern their message so we can learn more about ourselves and expand the limits of our comfort zone. Interestingly, we talked about unpleasant experience, but resistance and non-acceptance can also apply to pleasant ones. Usually, we have much less trouble dealing with pleasant emotions and situations. Yet, conflict can also arise from these in an attempt to prolong them. Much like unwanted feelings, pleasant emotions also come and go. The awareness that these experiences will eventually end can lead us to hold on to them for longer than we can. This effort creates an attachment, which in turn causes conflict because of how things are now, pleasant and good, and how things will be at some point in the future, neutral and unpleasant. And here lies the paradox. When we attempt to hold on to a pleasant experience, we seem to enjoy the moment less. For instance, you're having a great time having dinner with friends until suddenly it dawns on you that tomorrow morning you have that presentation to give at work. This thought of the future and the awareness that this beautiful moment will not last forever may cause you to hold on too tightly to it. Somehow you get caught up in your thoughts, and instead of appreciating the moment for as long as it lasts, you try to control the situation to prolong the happy feeling. Oftentimes this backfires and you end up with a massive hangover the next day. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. When we attach ourselves to a pleasant event, we dictate specific demands in a particular situation to match our unrealistic expectations. Consider another example, the night of New Year's Eve. There is so much pressure and high expectations for the last night of the year to be fun and memorable that it often cannot match the enjoyment we get on the most random night out. In this case, the conflict is created between our expectations and our reality, convincing us that it wasn't as fun or memorable. We perceive the current moment as not being good enough, and we conclude that it does not live up to the demands we made of said moment. Mindfulness teaches us to accept that nothing is permanent, that all moments and feelings come and go. Because life is so dynamic, the urge to hold on to or attempts to change things becomes less relevant. Without impermanence, life would stand still and would not be possible to be experienced. Everything will stay the same forever, and every experience would be static and boring. The fact that there is fluctuation, that things can change, makes life challenging and also very exciting. Whenever we notice that our mind is trying to cling on to the moment to prolong the happy feeling, we can accept that and cultivate our gratitude by returning to the present moment. Experiencing the impermanence of the present instead of avoiding it liberates our mind from the need to hold on to things. Since everything fades, including this pleasant moment, it is important to experience it with our undivided attention, free of worry, rumination, and judgment. This openness releases our own demands or expectations of what the moment is or should be, reducing our resistance. This doesn't mean that you cannot get excited about things or hope that an evening will be fun. Rather, it refers to letting go of the idea that some future event must happen in a certain way because that renders conflict inevitable. Acceptance tells us that this moment is unique and special, and it will never be experienced again in the same way. So enjoy it now. We hope you have been enjoying these videos and using the tools we provide for free to support your overall well-being. Don't hesitate to let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below, or if you have any video requests as well. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the following video.